they're just like, you got to ride him through it. And just to learn, it really, I think, changed a lot of my training technique, because I needed to learn like how to just be okay with that.
With them not pulling on you?
And coming from the English where you constantly have contact.
Right.
So it was very unsettling when you're
not
like
have that
control,
security pulling on their mouth, yeah.
and then you have nothing. You just pitch it to them. And I can still hear the lady yelling at me to stop posting. Like,
yeah.
So like, I think that it really was a good skill for me to learn that, because like I noticed as I got older, like I just was way more comfortable just letting the horse be, and I think that really kind of shaped my riding as I got older.
If you can't get a horse to walk, trot, and canter on a loose rein, you don't have much there.
Well, we ride barrel horses. So.
I know, but I still say it, and I'll still beat up on you bitches. If you can't get a horse to walk, trot, and canter on a loose rein without building speed, you don't have much there.
It's tricky, because I heard a little clip of your podcast with Chad. We're talking about like them being more broke. Okay, so I kind of went through stages with this, because what was happening is I really appreciated broke horse from riding like cutters and reiners, but then when I would go to compete, let's say I was like, I need to make an adjustment. Well, I'd go to make an adjustment. Well, I'd get 3 feet instead of 3 inches.
Yeah.
Well, look, you're out. You lost. You're done, And so then I had to learn to like
refine,
get them broke, and then back them off, so that they could, I guess, interpret differently, not be as
one of the best things that I heard to describe a barrel racing horse. I'd like to hear your opinion if you think you agree with it or disagree with it. A great barrel racing horse is a controlled runaway. You agree with that statement?
Mostly, yeah. So
a controlled runaway.
When we went to Fort Worth, one of the girls was telling me, they were like, okay, when you get in the alley, like you need to do this and kind of think here and think there. And I just like, and they say the same thing at the finals too. And it made me laugh, because I was like, I like that y'all think I have this much control. Like, this sucker weighs 1,300 pounds, and I'm in an O-ring, and if he shook his head, it would fall off. Like, I mean, you could pull it off of his face.
Yeah, you speed kills. So you guys are teeter-tottering on a disaster, because you've got to run that fast.
Yeah.
I get
you need to be fearless.
Yes.
The same as you race. If I was racing motorcycles, like as soon as you start to have that fear, you're never going to be.
Here's what I tell people though: the speed just amplifies whatever is fucked up going slower.
100%.
Whatever stiffness you've got, whatever unbrokeness, whatever hole you have in your foundation, speed just puts a magnifying glass on it.
Oh,
speed
for sure.
just amplifies it 10 times. So my attitude is, if you can't get the basics right and pretty damn good at a walk, trot, and a slow lope, obviously everything's going to fall apart at a faster pace, especially a fucking gallop. Now, that doesn't mean you got to go slow forever. At some point, you've got to test it out. At some point, you've got to know, what have I got? When I hit 9,000 RPMs, what the fuck's going to happen? And some people, it seems like people either fall into 2 categories. They're either running 9,000 RPMs all the fucking time, and they should be doing a lot more slow work, or they keep them slow forever. And the only time they go at 9,000 RPM is when they go compete, and they wonder what falls apart.
Yeah.
You've got to teeter-totter between the two. Would you agree or disagree?
For sure. I think too, it's just I think in barrel racing, it's hard because you're riding the minnow line. So you need them to be trained, but you need them to be self-thinkers. And then like, you really need that little bit of like arrogance, just that I always joke like with the audios, because I'm like, you feel that sucker stick his chest out and be like, let's get it,
Yeah.
And like, he has so much confidence, and that makes a great competitor, because I feel like too with stallions, it's like you're constantly riding the line, because if you can have that stallion or any horse that works beautiful, but don't have that spark to push them over the line a little bit,
Yeah. And especially with what you're doing, you're running the wheels off them. You're not just fucking pony loping. You're like cowboys and Indians fucking escaping, going to the mental farm. You're running, okay?